Welcome to the Marvelous Designer in CFX series. For Part 4, we will be looking at the other uses of Marvelous Designer in this project, as well as importing the final pieces into Unreal Engine for creating and rendering a cinematic. First, here are some other places Marvelous Designer was used in the CFX project. The oil derrick hoses were built and simulated in MD. The ends of the fabric patterns that represent the hoses are pinned like this, and then simulated. At the base of the derrick are some gears attached to a motor that give the impression they are running the derrick as it pumps. The friction on these patterns is increased to 12 in order to have the patterns stick to the gears. The platform above has a few flags and some tattered cloth that were simulated to be blowing in the wind as the scene is supposed to be quite windy. Wind direction was all calculated beforehand, and so all windy elements are simulated with the wind facing the same direction. For the Zeppelin, the canvas skin was built in MD. Here is the avatar of the underlying struts that make up the Zeppelin. First, an additional avatar was made that has no holes or struts. Using the line tools, the patterns were traced directly onto this simple avatar. After being sewn together, the avatar is swapped out for the actual avatar with the struts. Adding a negative pressure to all the patterns creates the desired look. For integration into Unreal Engine, most elements were exported as alembics and one by one brought into Unreal Engine. While this is necessary for many highly edited MD parts like the characters' clothes and breathing hoses, etc., MD has a new feature that should be used with Unreal Engine whenever possible. Here are the finished hanging bag simulation for one of the shots in the tent. The UVs are set up using the UV packing tool in Marvelous Designer's UV editor. Here they are set to include fixed scale ratio, rotation, and advanced placement. Substance textures were used to texture the bags and straps right in Marvelous Designer. You may add all your own substance assets right into the library within MD to make basic texturing easy. Simply right-click on a substance fabric and select Show in Explorer. Then you can move or copy your own substance assets into this directory. Upon next launch, MD will populate the substance folder with all the new fabrics. In Unreal Engine, access the pre-installed CLO/MD Live Sync editor. Installation is simple and can be found on our YouTube page. Live Sync is aimed at simplifying the import and export process between the two programs. Geometry, materials, skeletal animations, and geometry caches can all be imported and exported with just one click. Before clicking the link, make sure Unified Material is checked so the textures all come in as set in MD. Either the avatar or the garment can be brought into Unreal depending which part is selected. With animated simulations, export the garment as a geometry cache from the Live Sync editor. You can then drag and drop the MD Geo into the scene from the content drawer. Remember to zero out the location values to make sure the geo is exactly where you want it. Here is the simulated bags imported into the scene along with the imported character Alembic. The scene may now be lit, and additional UE assets from Quixel Bridge can be added along with other UE tools to complete the scene. This concludes part 4 of this series.